Welcome to class. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. You're all welcome to class. Please let me know if you all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. All right. Thank you very much for confirming that. Thank you very much for that. Kim, you're just waiting for more people. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you're just joining, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm still waiting for more response so we can, that's what we have today. Today is not going to be like an interactive section because we are just going to be talking about major things we should put in place. We've done coding, so we need to know some other aspects of this of we need to know the other aspect of web development. Or let me just put it as we are stopping we're going to we are moving over to our backend very soon. So we just want to like tell you some major aspect of front end that you need to know. But it actually applies to back end and front end, the two. It applies in both ways. Yeah, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, my day has been good. Thank you very much for asking. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So I'm just waiting for everybody so we can start our class proper. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, good evening, good evening. Guess we have more people already, so we can start what we have today. So we can start what we have today. So yeah, the first question I want to ask, I said this class is going to be more like an interactive section. We've discussed the coding aspects, we'll be coding all this while, so we should actually know some key things to as well that we should put in place. Let me put it that way. That we should put in place when we are working or when we are building. So I was able to use my phone to fetch the API and post as well using terminals. Wow, that was very good. That was very, very good. That was very, very good. That shows that I'm very sure it didn't work at once, but you found a way to make it work. That was actually very commendable. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Even with what we did on Saturday, I believe a number of us should be able to fetch API. And when I say API, it's not some kind of word that is ambiguous. We know what I'm trying to say when I say fetch API. I mean fetch data online. Let me even start with that. How many of us were able to do that or were able to achieve that? Please let me know in the comment section if you're able to fetch data, based on what we did on Saturday. Based on what we did on Saturday. Yeah, yeah, true, true. You said you're able to do it. Wow, that's nice. And for the fact that you're able to do it on mobile phone, that was very commendable. Well done. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm still waiting for more response though. I think you are not using nano actually, Shigisha. Basically, coding is actually going to show you a lot of shaking. Let me just put it that way. Yes. Wait, are you? We have just few people. Why we have few people in class? What's going on? What's going on? Where is everyone? Where is everyone? Please, I need our comment though, so I can know we are in class. You're welcome, Mary. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good evening. Good evening. Please, when you're in class, I'm here, but I'm still on past work. If you're not able to attend last class, you should join now. Yeah. Someone said we are around. Thank you very much for being around. So I'm asking a question. I said, how many of us, a number of us should be able to fetch data online and work with it and display it. How many of us are able to do that? I know, okay, I know Cynthia Hudeji was able to do that. Even doing that on mobile phone, that was commendable. So how many of us are you? NPM error is still doing me shaggy. Okay, so Fumilayo Bamigboye, you know what? Maybe you should just we are going to look at it. We are going to look at it together after the class. We are going to look at it together. I only mark attendance in class. I slept off and yet to rewatch. I'm so sorry. Okay, okay. All right, all right. So I believe she's not the only one. So how many of us? How many? I believe a number of us should be able to Wow, wow, glory. Wow, that's very good. That's very good. You're able to fetch and you're able to display. Yes, that's the main thing. You're able to fetch and able to display. Yeah. You're still trying. Don't worry, keep trying. It's going to work eventually. It will work eventually. I think we have 43 people in the class now. No, it will work. It will work eventually. Okay. So who else? Who else? Who else? We only have like two two persons was able to say, oh, they were able to fetch and they were able to display. So I think out of 43, someone said they are still. I haven't watched the last video too. So sorry. Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. So I'm still waiting for more people. Yeah, coding is not easy because I'm still saying it. You need to be able to know, like that last class. You need to be able to work with it very well. Like everything he taught in that last class. That's on Saturday. Everything we did on Saturday. If you're unable to beat by this time, like you're actually missing. You're lagging behind. Let me just put it that way, because that's actually one of the core aspects. So I'm still waiting for more, for more, for more, for more. Someone said you haven't answered my question on your Telegram DM concerning my challenges. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it this evening. Don't worry, I'm going to get back to you on it. I'll get back to you on it. But before I even say I want to get back, I want to get back to you on it. There are few issues with your app.js. There are few issues with your app.js. You know, you have I think on your line 10 or so, what I saw on your line 10, that's your app.js line 10. You wrote something like exports first, second. Please, I don't really know why you put that there. Maybe probably it's one causing the main error. Maybe you should just remove that and see if your code is going to work. So somebody is saying, sir, please, can you send the CSS file that was used for the last class? Okay, no problem. No problem with that. I didn't attend last class, so okay. So I'm just asking a general question. Yeah, you should try that. I followed up the video, but was throwing some error at some point, so I have to pause and watch the other video and read some documentation. We're going to... Okay, very good. That's very good. That's very good. I just want to make sure that we are not just doing the class and then leaving the video behind. That we are working with the video too as well. I want us to make sure that we are actually working on the videos too as well. So we're not just coming to class, listening to whatever is going on, and then we don't get anything out of the class. I don't want us to work that way. Okay. So that I don't even want to say, I wanted to say that aside, but I don't want to put it aside because everybody in the class should be able to work with API to be able to fetch data and then display it. Because if you can't do that in this age, let me just put it that way, in this 2024, if you can't do that, you might not really want to call yourself a front-end developer or call yourself a developer. If you can't work with API, if you can't fetch data, you can't call yourself a developer. Basically, you can't call yourself a developer. You can call yourself a developer in some cases, but yeah, you cannot call yourself a developer because you are lagging behind. Yeah, you are. By next week I will resume fully Okay, someone said by next week I will resume fully. That next week you want to resume fully. Do you know this is a new week already? And then by next week we are moving to backend. So it should be like a pile, you have a lot of work to do. I was able to work with everything, but that is after trying numerous times to fix the error and hey, but eventually it works. Very good. That's the goal. That's the goal to make it work. That's the goal. The goal is to make it work. Do you get the goal is to make it work? So this 16 minutes class. So the first question I want to ask, although I've been asking a lot of questions, but based on today's class, the first question I want to ask is how many of you have interacted with the website today? If you have interacted with the website today, please let me know. If you've interacted with the website today, please let me know. Let me know. I said this class is going to be an interactive class. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. So what are the actions? What are the actions you perform on that website? What are the actions you perform? Or probably action you took while on the website? What are the actions you took? I'm still waiting for a response. So okay, 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 okay. Applying for a form, filled in my data and asked that question. Very good. Can I just stick to front end alone, sir? I don't want to go back. You can decide to do front end alone, no, but see, you must complete the whole program. Registered for a program. Yes, yes, yes. I logged into a portal and submitted some documents. Wow, that's very good. But if you notice what you did today, some said they filled out a form, you scroll through the pages, you clicked a button, something happened, basically that's actually everything. And after clicking the form, or let me say after filling the form, what did you notice when you're on the website? What did you notice? Like everything you're able to do today, start through web by reading their homes and about. Wow, that's good. Someone said purchase the tickets. Okay, so while purchasing the tickets too, like what are the things you noticed while doing all those things? I log into my skilled, search through web page. Someone said field transaction. Sorry about that. Okay, the web page has similar styling, so and so. Ads kept popping up. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so with a lot of things. Swift response to ticket. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm just trying to know. Okay. Good, 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 good. Wow. Once I finish one section, it loads another page for me to continue. They were very, that's one thing I want to take. They were very easy. They were easy to use. It is easy to access all those web pages. That's very good. You can see, he said it's very, very easy to access all those things, which is one of the things. That's why I'm asking the question. So I can come from our, so you can understand what I'm trying to say here. I'm just giving a foundation of what web accessibility is all about. Moved me to the next session to answer question. So with everything we've all said here like this now, if you can look at it very well, some said they were able to access some, they were able to fill form, they were able to do a lot of things, a couple of things though. So now if you look at all those things here, you will notice that if the website is not available or is not accessible, you won't be able to do all these things. And also, if the website is not something you can easily interact with or easily understand, you won't know what to do there. Is that true? Okay, cool. Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Exactly. Which is what we want to talk about this night. You also don't want to build something that is not accessible by everyone, something that is not easy to use. You don't want to be that kind of developer that will build a website that even people that are very, very okay, they won't be able to use your website. People that their eyes are like is working very well, they can see clearly, they are using glasses, they won't be able to see some of the things you've put on your website. You want to make sure all those things are good to use and accessible. That's what you want to achieve, because you don't want to be a bad developer. Let me put it that way. You don't want to be a bad developer. So that's what we want to discuss this evening. Aha, someone said it should be very good. That's what we want to discuss this evening. So basically, what is web accessibility? Let me just see if I can make this a bit. Okay, I want to see if I can make it a bit bigger so we can all see. Okay, so web accessibility, basically, what is web accessibility? Even each and every one of us, we've actually discussed this thing this evening. Web accessibility, basically, just like designing websites for so everyone, including people with disabilities, can use them. Ensures individual with visual impairment, hearing loss, or difficulty using a mouse can navigate effectively. So you want to build a website where everyone can access the website. Everyone can navigate to probably one part of the page to another part of the page. You don't want to build a website where it's very hard to navigate. People are looking for where's the home screen, where's the about screen, where's the contact screen. People are finding it hard to locate where you put this, where you put that. You don't want to build something like that, which is why we are trying to talk about web accessibility. So you can be aware of all these things. There's one thing about you building what you like and then you building for the users. You are building what you like, that's for yourself because you feel, oh, good, this thing is actually very good for me. But it's different when you are building for other people, when you are building for users, which is what you should be doing. You are not building yourself because truly, let me say this, let me break this to you. Most of the websites you are going to build, you are not the user. Most of the websites you will build, you won't be the user. You will not be the user. Like most of the things you're going to build, you won't be the user yourself. You will just be, oh, you will get paid for building it, or probably you work there or something, but you are not the user of that website. So you don't build what you feel, oh, this, as for me, I'm okay with this. You want to build something that's accessible for everyone. You are not building for yourself, because the moment you start building for yourself, you are selfish. And also, if you build for yourself too, like I said, you are not the viewer, you are not the user, you are not the user. Like, we have thousands of people viewing that same website. So you want to build something that is accessible to everyone based on what I've said earlier. So why is web accessibility important? So one of the things we have here is inclusivity. So now, if you look at this now, you have to make sure you ensure equal access to information and services for all individuals. So what do we mean by equal access to everyone? You want to make sure that, okay, this person has color blindness. This person can only see big letters. This person can only see small letters. They can't really view big letters. You want to make sure that your website you are building is actually visual appealing to everyone, not to some set of people. Probably you are building it for those that can only see small letters alone. Imagine you build a website for someone that cannot really see like huge letters. A good example is we have, most of the elderly people nowadays, they can't really see tiny objects. So now you are building your website, then the text or the font size you are using is very, very tiny, very, very small. How do you expect those users to access your web page? How do you want them to navigate around your web page? That won't be possible for them, because they can't see the content you have on your web page. So you want to make sure that what you are building is visually appealing to everyone. And then when I say everyone, I mean to everybody in general. That is, those that can't really see big text, they can see what you are trying to say. Those that can see big text, they can see what you are trying to say. Basically, for everybody to be able to understand the message you are trying to pass with your designs. I mean, with your website. That's basic. That's the point of ensuring that all information and services are available for all users. The next one is wider audience. So when you build a website that is actually where that is very accessible, you reach a larger audience. That's actually one thing. You reach a larger audience, including people with disabilities, leading to increased traffic and potentials. If your website is not accessible, if it's not accessible to everyone, you won't you are trying to limit the amount of visitors you have on your web page. You're trying to limit the amount of website visitors, because, like I said earlier, I said something. I said, if you are building for old people, there are some things you need to make sure you put in place. There are some things need to make sure you put in place. And because I said you are building for old people, now look at it. If you now say, oh, I want my text to be big, everything in the text to be big. Now, for those that can actually see bigger text, now that website might not be looking very okay to them. They are like, do you want to blind? Like, what is all this? This is too big. They won't be able to interact with what you have. So you want to make sure that you actually put everything in minimal. And like I said earlier, I said you are not building for yourself. You are building for the user, not for yourself. You are building for the user. So put that in mind as well. And the fact that if you build a website that is easily accessible, like, the first question I asked them, if you are able to like visit some website today, you said, oh, you love the interactivity, you like the way the UI UX, everything, the user experience was so nice, everything was good. You love the way everything is. That is actually what you want to build. You don't want to build something that someone will go there and start complaining. I want to ask a question. I know there are some websites you don't like going at all. I'm very sure there are some websites you don't like going to at all. And okay, let me just break it down to you. I've noticed that I would say most that I've seen, most websites that I've seen, the one that I've seen that are not really looking very good, that are not really looking very good, most of them are school portals that I've been saying though, that are not looking very good, like the normal standard that everyone has nowadays. School portals mostly don't have that. They don't really have that. But that aside, I'm just trying to, like, bring us to, like, understand what I'm trying to say. Do you get? So, there are some websites that you don't like going at all because you don't really like the UX. The user experience is so poor. Have you ever experienced something like that, that you don't like visiting the website? Please let me know in the comment section if you've have experience with that. You don't like visiting the website because it's so poor. Very good, very good. Because you don't like the way everything is there. You are looking at it that what's this? But like the colors and everything, they are probably maybe someone said yes many times. Maybe the font size is not aligning, but maybe everything is just so scattered that you don't really like everything. That shows that you had a bad experience visiting that website. Now look at how very good. Most of you are saying yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That shows that that website now they've lost you like this now. You are no more their visitor. If you look at it, and the way it is to you now, it might be the same way to thousands of people. So if you look at it now, they are not able, even the web page is very slow. Exactly. So they are not able to, they've limited their reach. You get, they are not able to reach a large audience. So you don't want to build something that even you yourself, this is not visual appealing. Repetition of same question. Okay, very good. Then, this thing is not visual appealing. The interaction in this thing is not very good. It's not interacting. Interaction, they call it, but it's not interacting at all. This thing is not very good with what you want. So all those things now, you have to make sure you put them into place. You are not just, someone said the page will be slow. Exactly. You're not just building because, let me just build this thing. Let me just write my code. No, 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 no. You are building for the world. You are not building for yourself alone. So the other one is better user experience. Based on what we've discussed all this part. You have to make sure you improve overall user experience through clear navigation and readable font. So long, and when you click on a page, exiting is hard. Someone said when you click on a page to exit is hard, which is actually what we want to talk about here. You want to make sure that all users, they actually experience a clear navigation. And when I say a clear navigation, they are able to navigate around the website. When I go to the home page, I can easily navigate back to the contact page. If I go to the blog section, I can easily navigate back to the home page to check whatever I want to check. Or I can easily navigate to one part or one section of the page. You need to make sure that all those things are put in place. For example, you triple click on a thing before it loads. You want to make sure that all those things, you don't like all those things, you have to put them. These are actually what will spoil your website being accessible by everyone. You want to make sure that you cop all those things. You want to make sure you don't you cop them. That's what you want to make sure you do. You triple click. Okay, yeah, true. There's some website when you go there, you have to click more than once before you access some pages. So you want to make sure that all users actually experience a very good annual and a very they enjoy themselves. They are able to interact, they're able to navigate through your web pages. You want to make sure that all those things are actually put in place. Also, social responsibility too. So contribute to building an inclusive society. Have you ever visited some website that after visiting it, you told yourself that this website, you told somebody about it? There are some let me put it this way. There are some brands that I've seen. Okay, for example, when I was learning React, I came across Apple website because I wanted to purchase a thing from there. So I just went to their website, and then when I saw the website, I was so shocked when I saw it because the whole the whole user experience was amazing. I had to tell others, like I had to tell people about Apple websites. I said, please visit Apple website, visit Apple website. Like I'm telling more people that okay, visit this place. Let's actually work on this kind of thing because the user experience was top notch. They didn't give like a they didn't give a they didn't give a one kind of regular one, and yes sir, I won't just feel frustrated when the page is too slow. They don't give a regular kind of user experience. They give you top notch. They take you there. Do you understand? They take you there. So you want to make sure that your web page is accessible, like what we have been saying, all these things, all these points. You have to make sure that, and all these points that you guys are noting too. So please make sure that you also don't fall into all these things. Don't build website that will be slow to people. Don't build website that will be slow. So also legal consideration. So this is actually one not so important part, but it's actually very important too. Growing expectation for websites to be accessible to pre, um, prevent future legal issue. You know, there are some websites you build that they'll someone said my school portal is slow. There are some websites you build that let me put it this way, it might come after, like you might regret building it. You might regret building it. You might regret building it because you know it comes with a few legal issue, and all these things you need to actually learn it before you start building. You need to learn it before you start building. You know, there's a difference between they will say ethical hacking and black art hacking. Those two things, they're actually different. There are some websites you build and you can fully say that, oh, I built this website. And there are some websites you will build and you can't say it outside that, oh, I built this. You are more like you are more like a hiding developer when you build a particular website. So you want to make sure that what you are building, you add integrity to whatever you are building. I just like when I add this, I just like I just want to keep it in so we can know. Aha, thank you very much for putting that. Make sure it's accessible. So legal consideration too is not aligned with to the company brand. Look at it, it's not aligned to the company. We want to make sure those things are put in place. So legal consideration, that is actually very important. When you are building, make sure you are building with integrity. Don't build because of money. Money is important though, but I won't say you should build because of money. I won't say you should build because of money. There are some jobs that we get that based on your integrity, you might not want to like go over to it. Like you they ask you to build a scam website. Please don't engage in such. Don't engage in such. It's you might get the money, oh, but you know, legal consideration in the future it might come to harm you because they might just want to pursue, like they might just want to go move ahead with the case. And who built the website? That's the question they will ask. And if you are the one that built it, just know that you are in a serious mess. So you want to make sure that when you are building with integrity. You don't build you don't want to build a website where um that will cause harm to people. You don't want to do something like that. You want to build websites that is accessible to everyone, but as well, when you are building something that is accessible to everyone, you don't want to participate in illegal things. Please, I hope you can all hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Like what I just said about legal consideration. Can we all hear me? Please let me know if you can. Okay, since you can hear me, what did I say? Please. Someone said, well noted. We should not build scam. No, I didn't directly say you should not build scam, but don't build it. You shouldn't build illegal, exactly. Don't build a legal website because I said your website should be accessible by everyone. That does not mean, oh, because you have power into your end, you can now start building anyhow. You can build anything. Please make sure you said we should not build website for scammers. Anything that build with integrity, basically. Build with integrity. We should not build what we land. Don't build what you land in prison. Aside from, you might not end up in prison, but just build with integrity. Let me just build with integrity. Don't build because of I will get a lot of funds from it. Don't build with that. Build with integrity. Do you get with build integrity, please? Very good. Because the reason why we are putting all these things too, the reason why I put that is because I've had few experience, and I can say not once, not two, not scam website, not three. I've had several situations whereby someone will come and meet me that, bro, I want to build something like this. I want to build something like, and I will tell them, no, I can't build it because I can build websites. I don't I shouldn't do what we go against my integrity. I don't want to do that. Because the few coding now, do you know that if you just pull up a web page and then the web page has a lot of marketing and it is for scam, do you know that that web page is going to sell? It's definitely going to sell. And because you built it, they've paid you and they use it to scam other people. You don't want to associate yourself with that. Please don't associate yourself. What of betting sites? So someone said, okay, so betting sites here, the person that built Bet Ninja, the person that built Bet Ninja, and the person that built a, let me say, what I want to look at something. Okay, and the person that built Rack Starling. Is it Rack Starling? One website that actually flopped at the time, or the person that built MMM. The person building, or the person betting site is not a scam now. The person that built the betting, like Best Nigeria now, can come out and say, oh, I built this. You want to give that person job because the person has built something. They've built a website. They've built a software that is actually, I would say it's the way it's helping people is also spoiling some people's life. But with that, the person can actually come because your role is a developer in that sense. Do you get? But when we say scam website, you understand I'm very sure we all understand what I'm trying to say. Let someone say Rockstar, let me not cry. The person that built it, if you are don't build what will go against it. Exactly. If someone beside you tells you that, oh, I built that Rockstar, if you have a gun, won't you shoot that person? If you have a gun with you will definitely shoot that person. That you took my money. You get so annoyed. You don't want to build all those kind of things. I'm very sure we all understand the message that I'm trying to pass. Because just trying to do is that I'm trying to tell us that we have a great power in our end. You have a great power in your end. So you want to make sure that you don't use it against yourself. You don't want to use it against your integrity, because as a developer, you have a great tool. Because coding is a tool. You use it to show people, or you show people things. Now, if you build some kind of illegal thing, people will see it. Because like this now, you already know that I should make this thing accessible. Everyone can access it. But you want to make sure all these things. What if you don't know at first? There's no how you want to build something that you won't know. As a developer, you are building a scam website. Obviously, the reason why it is scam is because you didn't put everything in place. If you put everything in place, that is the payout of people, how people can actually get their payout, and when they are going to get their payout, all the funds are actually in place. All the funds are in the system. You will be the one to put the funds there. So you know. So it's not as if you don't know. that you are building. People are like I've had conversation with people telling me to come and build a free crypto website for them. People deposit their crypto and then they don't get it. Obviously, there's a problem with the code. When you deposit your crypto, then the crypto comes to my wallet and you are not getting a feedback. That shows that the developer knows what he or she did. Do you get? So you want to make sure you don't participate in all that. That being said, I've discussed all those things. So common challenges users face. Please, everything I've discussed, please put them into consideration. Put them into consideration. Because I said we have more power in our hand. That does not mean you should now go and start building, different things. Please make sure you don't do all those things. So yeah, sorry. Okay, so common challenges user face. Basically, we've discussed almost everything. Like common challenges user face, poor vision. Some people can't see well, difficulty reading small text or seeing images without description. There are some people that when they come to your website, some people can't really see very well. They have a very poor vision. So reading some text might be a bit difficult for them. You have a sharp eye, I know. As a developer, you have a sharp eye, I know. But other people, some people don't have sharp eyes the way you have sharp eye. So you want to make sure that you build a website that everyone can read, everyone can understand as well. So I added hearing loss here, missing important information in video or audio. When you saw hearing loss, you might be looking at it that how hearing loss take concern website building. Do you get? Functionalities for those with physical challenges, blind, deaf, color blind, exactly, keyboard navigation, exactly. So hearing loss, basically you want, when you are playing video or probably audio, you want to make sure those files are actually, you've tested them, they are playing very well. Don't put audio that everybody will not be able to listen to. Maybe it is skipping, then you leave it like that. Let's leave it like that, Jare. People will understand. Don't build like that, or don't build something like that. Don't build for physical disabilities, difficulty using a mouse or typing. Some people can't really use mouse very well. So, and then you have a text area. You don't want to make your text area probably the placeholder inside that text area. You now make it a very, very small. Now, me that I'm typing, I won't be able to see what I'm typing, or probably the color you put. There's some color you put that how on a white background, if you put a very light gray on a background, if you put a light gray color on a white background, you won't be able to see it very well. And I've seen some websites that are like that. You won't be, unless if you can actually look at it very well, stay for a while and focus on it. That's when you'll be able to see it. So you don't want to build something that after I type my name, I'll not be looking for where I type my name. You don't want to be something like that. Also first, user, a lot of people in Nigeria, maybe just put it like that. In Nigeria, we face bad network. We don't have good network in Nigeria. So you want to make sure that, okay, probably the way you guys did optimization, we did optimization. So you want to make sure that, okay, probably some of the documents or some of this thing, you might actually put some of them in you might say, okay, let me just store some of the data. You might store some of the data in your local host, so when they are coming, they can easily fetch it from there. And you can also do lazy loading and the likes. You get? So you want to make sure that people have slow internet, so you want to help them too as well. You want to help those that have slow internet. You want to help them at least, so they won't feel missed, so they won't feel like, how will I access this website? So they won't feel like that. Also, you want to how to make your website accessible. We've discussed it. You want to use clear and readable text. Choose large fonts and high contrast color. I've been saying all these things, like, since we started the class, I've been saying all these things. You don't want to do websites that are not accessible. You don't want to do websites that I have to I have to I have to be I have to train my eye before I can see what you type. I have to be looking at, what did this person put, and then I'll now start suggesting, okay, maybe it is like, no, you don't want to do that. You want to put a readable text. You want to put it in a large font. You want to put it in a large font. You want to make sure that the contrast too is important. So also, you want to provide text alternative, view description for images and caption for video. There are some situations whereby you can say everything we are discussing is just on how, like, all these things. Basically, if you go for an interview, you get all these things. They will ask you some of these questions, but now they won't ask you in a direct way. They might just ask you that, what are the things you put in place for to make your website very fast, or to make your website optimizable? They might ask you that way. But part of all these things that we have been discussing are actually part of all these things. So also, you want to provide a text alternative. When I say text alternative, you know that your I stumbled on a job site with baby pink color as fonts on white. I instantly just knew they can't be serious. Sorry, someone said my screen is blurry. Sorry, is it blurry? Someone said my screen is blurry. I want to know. It's not blurry over here. I'm not sure if my screen is blurry. I'm not sure. It is clear, sir. It is not blurry. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. All right. So when I say provide text alternative, so basically, some if you notice some websites will load and then you are not getting the image, it will now show you a very small icon. Obviously, everyone knows that small icon for image. You all know that small icon that shows that this is an image. It will now show you that small icon, then give you the meaning, or probably give you a give you heads up on what that image is all about. That is where your alt. When you are using images, we have different attributes there. We have the SRC, then we have the alt. Alt means your alternative. When you are using image, it means alternative. That alternative will be the one showing. Someone say I did feel the flow. That alternative text will be the one showing if the internet could not load the image correctly. So it is that alternative. Please increase the quality of the video on your side. So it is that alternative text that will be showing, that will tell the user, oh, this is what this image is all about. This is what this image is all about. So if the user, like for example, you have your company logo now, and then you have an alternative text of even when the picture is not this exactly. I know, that's why I said I want the class to be more interactive. Even when the image is not showing, you have alternative text. Those alternative text will come in place. Do you get? They will replace whatever we are saying. So now the user will be able to know that, oh, this is their logo. Okay, their logo, no problem. Do you get? Those are the things you actually want to put in place. You want to make sure you put them in place. So the next thing you want to put in place is ensure keyboard navigation. Allow user to allow access to all functions via keyboard. When I say allow this thing via keyboard, there are some times that you might want to disable some things with JavaScript. For example, I don't know if you've gone to a website whereby you cannot inspect that website. There are some websites you go to that you won't be able to inspect them. All those things, you want to make sure that you don't build it for all your websites. Of course, there are some learning platform. I mean, when I say learning platform, like there are some platform you go to whereby they drop online textbooks, online this thing. When you want to copy text from there, you won't be able to copy. When you highlight and do Control-C, you won't be able to do that. That's because they've disabled it. So all those things too, you want to make sure that you limit them based on specifics. You get? You don't want to just want to start applying because you know it already. You now want to start applying it on your this thing. No. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that you allow access to functions via keyboard. Do you get? Because I've gone to some website whereby I just want to copy some of their text, or probably because I want to copy some of their content, and they don't want to allow me to copy their content. That's why they want to they added that in that I cannot perform some kind of keyboard operation, control C, highlighting. I cannot perform all those things on their website. Don't worry, I'll look for that website and share to us on the Telegram channel. And you are going to tell me if you're able to like copy some text from it. I actually built one like I built something like that where you cannot right click, you cannot also copy on that website. Why do they not allow such activity? The reason why they don't allow such activity to be carried out is because they don't want you to copy their content. That's why I said some learning platform that upload their textbooks as a text online. You get most educational websites, they don't allow you, they don't want you to copy their materials. You get, that's why they do it like that. So you cannot copy, because if you copy, you can also use it on your own this thing now. And then there are some websites you can't screenshot. Exactly, there are some websites you can't screenshot. Thank you very much for saying this too. Yes, there are some websites that if you want to screenshot it, you just realize it's blank. There are some like that. You can also do something like that too, but you want to make sure that you add them based on you specify. If they say, okay, this website needs it, that's where you should use it. Because obviously, if I can't copy from your text, I will look for another website that I can copy from them. And that is where we are talking about um the more people you reach. Do you get? So you want to make sure all those things, you want to make them minimal, because you just learned that thing. Like, okay, now probably you learned how to make sure that user cannot screenshot your web page, because you just learned it now. That does not mean you should not go and apply it on all website, or on all website that you are building. If you apply it on some website like this, okay, if people want to screenshot it and show other people that, oh, have you seen this website, that people won't be able to showcase you. And then like that, now you won't be able to reach more audience. Do you get? So you want to make sure that all those things are put in place. Okay, so the other one I want to talk about is optimize for mobile. So ensure the site is mobile responsive for smartphone. For smartphone. This one, is not today you are hearing it. There are some websites you will go. For example, most school portals, if you I mean, like around that 2019, so there are some school portals that when you access them on mobile phone, they are not good looking on mobile phone. You will struggle to look for login. You will struggle to look for where sign up or where register is. You will struggle to look for, oh, I want to update my form. You will struggle to look for a lot of things when you get to mobile phone. And that shows that those using mobile phone cannot use your website. That's just an example of what you just did. If you build something that is not mobile responsive, because people are struggling to see whatever you have on mobile. They can see it very well on the large screen, but on mobile phone they won't be able to see. Most of them, they are lost. Their navigation, everything. Probably you arranged everything very well on your laptop screen. You arranged everything well on your laptop screen, but on mobile, when it got to mobile, everything scatter. I'm very sure you would have experienced something like that. A good way to check that is when you are writing your CSS and your HTML, try and minimize your browser and see how it will look like, or do inspect and then select a mobile phone as your viewer to understand what I'm saying. There are some websites that when you go there, you have to scroll to the edge. You're not scrolling up, the web page will come out on where and small screen. You are scrolling to the side. I mean, a situation whereby you are scrolling, you are moving your hand to the left hand side, because you want to see the content on the other side. That is actually not very good. So you want to make sure your website is mobile responsive. This one is actually not something we should be. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Sorry. That is where media query comes in, right? Yeah, exactly. That's where your media query comes in. And also, if you are using like new technologies like CSS framework, like let's say Tailwind CSS, you can actually use that. So you can use your Bootstrap too, as well. So make sure to enhance your mobile responsiveness. You can use Bootstrap, you can use your Tailwind CSS, you can use any of them. So you want to make sure that your website is accessible on mobile phone. You don't want to build something that is not going to be accessible, that people will now be trying to people will try to navigate. We find it difficult to navigate on mobile phone. That shows that those that are using mobile phone, they can't use it. And when I say mobile phone instead of fixed, that actually works. When I say mobile phone as well, there are some websites that you won't be able to, like the display on iPhone too. We have Android, we have iOS too. We have Android and we have iOS too. You want to make sure that you test your website on almost all screens, and then you can do that you do that with your developer tool. You can do it with your developer tool. You can do it there. There are some websites that when you access them on iPhone, it won't be sleek. It won't be sleek when you access them on iPhone, but when you access them on Android, it will be sleek. Also, there are some websites that if you are using iPhone, you won't be able to reach that. It's not accessible on iPhone. And also, when you access them with Android, you can actually access them. I don't know if you guys have had like similar experience whereby you access some place. There are some websites that if I want to go there, I have to use Android. There are some websites that you want to go there, you know that it works on all screen. Do you have similar experience whereby like there are some phones that you know that when I access this website on this phone, it won't look very good at all. Because we are saying mobile responsive now, that does not mean you specify one screen for all screen. Because if you look at it now, there are different phones. We have different phones, and you can't compare the screen of let's say 11. Yes, the content display might be cramped up knife exactly. You can't compare the screen of let's say 16 Pro Max to 11. You can't compare that screen to iPhone 6 or iPhone 7. Trebit, for example, won't work on iPhone. Exactly. So look at all these things. So you want to make sure that they are actually the Trebit you are saying, is an application. It's not like this thing. So that's why they didn't bid it for. So you can see that Trebit now, they've limited their user. They limited their user. Look at it. That means they can't reach like a larger audience because those that are using iPhone now, they won't be able to use them. So we are going to go on a break. So we are going on a break now. Then we are going to be back by 8:13. We are going to be back by 8:13. No, 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 no. You can't apply for all screen. How can one know each whether our screen is mobile responsive? How can one know? Mobile phone have different screen. Thank you very much. Okay, so you said how can you can use your developer tool. So we are going to be going on a break now. We are going to be back by 8:13. So please use this time to actually fill your attendance and also come up with your question too as well. Usually work for screen. I think they have major exactly. You just have to make sure you handle the break points very well. You have to make sure you handle the break points very well. So we are currently on break now. Please fill your attendance. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Link is working. You can try again. Someone said link not working. That's being accessible. A lot of people have been able to visit the link. A lot of people have been able to visit the link. A lot of people have been able to mark their attendance. Link not working. You can see that link is accessible, and you can see that if by based on what just happened now, you can see we have different kind of people and different kind of people we interact with pages differently. We interact with web pages differently. There are some people, they don't have patience, they just want to go to everything and then see everything all at once, while some people like it when they are checking it from the nav bar. They are checking it one after the other. Some people like it that way, and some people want to check everything. So you want to make sure that you satisfy everybody. That's what you are building. You don't want to build something that, oh, because people that love checking one by one, they are building. You don't want to do that. Do you get? You want to build something that everybody will be able to see. Everybody will be able to relate with it as well. That's an example of what we are discussing. So yeah, we've discussed all these aspects. So the next thing we want to look at, don't worry, we are still looking at web accessibility. We are still looking at, so we want to look at what are the WCAG guidelines. WCAG guidelines. So you see what it actually means. So WCAG stands for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. It was actually created by the Worldwide Web Consortium W3C to help web developers make content available to people with disabilities. That's actually why this is actually available. Yeah. So what are WCAG guidelines important? Why are they important? Basically, it actually promotes inclusivity. So if you look at it here, it helps ensure that all users, including those with disability, can access the web content. That's actually one thing. This guideline, that's actually, and everything we'll be discussing since is actually under these two as well, because obviously, yes, you have to build something that all users, even people with disability, they can actually relate with them. You want to build something like that too. So also we have standardized approach. You have to provide a consistent framework for web accessibility across different platforms and devices. There are some people, when they build for you, they will say, oh, we use React for this, oh, we use Next for this, oh, we use this one for this on one project. It doesn't really make sense. Just choose one programming language, choose one framework, choose probably a framework or a library. Just choose one thing and then work with it and build with it. That's more like having a standard approach, because you are building just one thing. You have a consistent framework across board. You're not having different thing, because the moment you start having different thing, one cat might start, you are using a web developer, just build your own attendance. You must just build your own attendance link. You can work on it. You can also work on it. You can build something like that. It's not bad. Okay. So yeah, you want to make sure that you want to build something that is consistent on our framework. You want to make sure the guidelines too. It improves user experience. By following this guideline, website becomes more easier to use for everyone. Following all those guidelines that we've mentioned above too, and also following this guideline too, it makes your website, it becomes easier to use for everyone. Everyone can actually access it, everyone can use it, everyone can interact with it. Do you get? So the next thing we want to look at is the principles of WCAG. Principles of WCAG. So the first principle here is perceivable. Perceivable. So perceivable. So if you look at this now, user must be able to perceive content. So if I say user must be able to perceive content now, please, you guys should not laugh. When I say perceive content, that shows that they are able to relate with that content. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Nobody's laughing because I said someone should build. Please let me know if you actually understand what I'm trying to say here. Please let me know in the comment section. When I say your this thing, user must be able to perceive the content. Please let me know if you actually understand what I'm trying to say. Yes. Okay, so those are saying yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Please, What do thank you. Someone say I don't get. Okay. When I say passive, user must be able to relate with the content you are putting. This include providing text alternative for non-text content. And when I say non-text content, I mean images, I mean audio, I mean adding caption to audio. You know that some audio might not play when probably because of internet, some audio might not play. But now providing alternative text like this now shows the user will be able to understand what you are trying to say. They will be able to like relate with the content you've put out there. Please, do you get the whole thing now? Like when I say perceivable, do you understand when I say user must be able to perceive your content? Is that clear now? Please let me know if that is clear. Thank you. Oh yeah, okay, very good. You get it now. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so when I say operable here, user must be able to operate the interface. You know, there are some interface that you go that user don't know what to press. Okay, let's say for instance, you have okay, let me use icon for example. Now, you want to display home page and you are using a setting a settings icon. Everybody understand that. You understand that icons actually speaks a lot too as well. When you use like a wrong icon in a wrong place, people will interpret that thing like in a different way. So you want to like that. I'm just giving an example when I say operable. So now look at it now. Probably on your home page, you used is a settings icon on the home page. Now, obviously, when I click on the home page, I'm expecting to see settings. I'm not expecting to see home page. So look at that kind of situation now to relate with the concept exactly. So you want to be able to like you want to make the user to be able to like operate with all your interface. You want to be able like let's say if they are filling a form, you want them to be able to know that probably for example, if you need them to fill all the information, all the input tags, you need them to fill all the input tags. You need to tell them that this is important or this is necessary. You've have you I don't know, have you filled okay, very good. I know everybody must have filled what how do I call it now? A Google form. You will see when on Google form you see probably beside the end of like let's say they wrote full name. Then you will see on the upper part, you will see some kind of asterisk sign there that is showing red. That shows that if you skip that part, they will tell you that hello, this part is actually required. You can't leave it empty. All those things. Please, do you get what I'm trying to say here? Please let me know if you actually understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. So you want to make the operation so people can be okay. Even someone that does not know anything, they like very good. Highlight a form like this now that you can easily okay good, that you can easily operate it. You don't need to be told. There are some registration you want to do that you have to call somebody next door to come help you to fill that form. There are some registration like that because there's some registration you want to do. You'll be like, let me not go and make mistake. That's because your the way you structured everything is not like people can't really relate with it. They can't really operate it. So you want to make sure that what you are building at each point in time, yes, the form will not next. At each point in time, you want to make sure that if the user maybe they did not put the right content in a particular place, you tell them probably as an error that hello, something is going on here, something is going on here. There are some registration that I just conclude that the developers don't have joy. Exactly. Like probably if you omit a particular place and you move to the next one, they will tell you that hello, hope you didn't forget this point. Don't forget this point because it is required. All those things now, you're actually telling, you are passing an information to the user, telling the user and teaching the user how to operate that thing. Because I know that, I think gone are the days, or in those times, like let's say some years back, when you want to fill some information, you have to go to the cyber cafe to go and fill some registration, to go and do some things now. But if you look at it now, the way things are going on now, people are actually doing most registration from their laptop, from their mobile phone. Now, if you look at it, let me just give it as let's say 5 years ago, most websites are not mobile responsive. Now, look at it now. I can easily do, okay, let me just put, for example, when people want to do hosting, like before, you have to make sure you have your laptop to, like, to pay, to do all those things. Now, I can easily pay for hosting from my mobile phone nowadays. So if you look at it now, it's because those things are now what they I can easily. I'm not saying because, oh, I'm very good, that's why I can operate them. They did it in a way that everybody can operate it. Not that, oh, just some set of users can operate it. Oh, it's only cyber cafe people that can actually operate it. No, 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 no. You are not building like that. You are building that everybody will be able to what? To operate what you've built. The solution you've done, everybody will be able to what? To operate it. So the next thing I have on my slide here, understandable. Understandable. User must understand the content and the operation of the interface. This includes using clear and simple language and providing consistent navigation. There are some times that, okay, let me use someone say like our just okay, let me use for example, there are some. I'm looking for a very good scenario that I can use now to explain to us. Okay, when you are building some things now, when you are like, okay, let's say you build a website now that website now, the content you put on the website now, let's say you are building for okay, very good. A good example is, it's not everybody that understand English. Let me just put this in. It's not everyone that actually understand English. It's not everybody. There are some countries that they don't use English, like let's say Paris and the likes. They use a lot of countries. They don't even understand English at all. Now, when your website gets to those places, now how do you want your website to scale? How do you want it? Like, how do you want people there to interactive to interact with it? How do you want them to interact with it? You want to make sure that, oh, the content you are putting out, you can do. Okay, probably when it gets to a particular place, obviously their browser will understand that, oh, this is not this is not like, yes, I will even say it now. Google Translator can actually help you, like, use simple readings. Yes, you can use simple readings. Yes, true. You can use simple reading. You don't want to be ambiguous with your words and everything. But aside from your words too, you want to make your website that everybody that sees it in French, they can easily translate it to French. They can easily translate it to Spanish. I mean, the content on your website. For example, I've gone to, I think, is it Alibaba or so. Alibaba or so. You can simply use Google Translator to translate their websites. Now, look at it now. They made that available. They made the Google Translator available on their website. Why? Because they know, like those Chinese that you actually exactly. That's because they made it available so everybody can understand. There are some websites that you will be the one to go and you will be the one looking for Google Translator to come and translate it, and that's not nice. So you want to make sure that all those things are available, because you, like it, I understand that you don't understand French, so you want to use like an external software that can help you like streamline all those process. Someone said, what is WCAG? We've explained it earlier now. Okay. You're just coming. But let me believe you're just coming. Let me believe you are just coming. Because we've discussed this, so let me believe you are just coming. So, like, sorry. So all those things. So you want to, I couldn't sign attendance yesterday. The same is about to happen today. We didn't have class yesterday. Oh. if we didn't have class yesterday, you didn't have class yesterday. Okay, so you want to make sure that they can actually understand your this thing. But okay, let me just answer the person's question. The person say, what is WCAG? WCAG stands for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. We are working on web accessibility, so we are now looking at web content accessibility guidelines. That's what we are looking at. Yeah, someone said even to, yes, exactly, even to Yoruba, you can translate to Yoruba too as well. So robust now. So content must be robust enough to work with current and future technology. This ensure compatibility with various assistive technology. You know, a good example is there are sometimes that you build with old technologies. You're not thinking about the future. You know, there are some websites that you build that you just built it in a way that it looks, very good. Something came to my head now. So now, there are some websites you go that you will just know traditionally. Is this not content and copyright class? This is not content and copyright class. Oh, this is not content and copyright class, please. So very good. So now, so when I say, like, look at when we are looking at robust like this now, we said robust and the like. So if you look at it very well, you want to make sure that what you are building is not like, let me say, it's not something that will quickly wear out. You don't want to design something that they will be calling you again to come and redesign. You don't want to do that. Because most people will build, and then at, let's say, it will use up to like 2 years. Like everything is actually going very fast now. Things are actually going very, 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 very fast. So, like, the way we have things going, like, these things are changing every time. Things are changing every time. So as things are changing like this now, you want to make sure that what you are building can still stand the test of time. You get, can still stand the test of time. You don't want to build something that, oh, when you just build it, everybody can. Thanks, I have been in the wrong class. You've been in the wrong. I hope you're enjoying our class too. So you have been in the wrong class. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. So we are looking at um robust. So sorry about that. Okay, so we want to build something that can actually task and stand the test of time. We don't want to build something that will not stand the test of time, that will just be there. We don't want to build something like that. Like, let's say everybody is using React nowadays. People are, how can you know if your website is robust? Okay, so now how will you know if your website is robust? There are some website you build that when they design it, I mean, when the UI UX person, when they design it, you will see how you will see, no, thousands is not possible. You will see like let me just say, you will see like 50 screens, and each of them, this one is making API call, this one is doing this one is doing this one is doing this. You will know yourself that your website is robust, and your design too is not some kind of old design that that in the next 3 years they will not be using that thing, they will still be using that website because it won't look old. You get, it won't look old, and the technology you used, they will also stand the test of time. You get, so you will definitely know yourself. You definitely know yourself. Okay. So also, um, like we've been talking, I've done this. I think, did I go back to my next one? We've done this. We've done this. We've done this. So how to implement WCAG guidelines? How to implement this? You want to conduct accessibility audit. Regularly assess your website against WCAG guidelines. So what you want to do, when you want to implement this guideline, is just that you check your website, you check it that is it perceivable? Can people perceive it? Is it well understandable? Is my website, is it robust? You want to make sure that all these things, you want to consult, like you want to do all these things, like just check them that is it because we did not write React code today? That's why Taiwo was here for that long. Because after like 2 lines of code, you will know, is it because yeah, exactly. Exactly. That I think that's it. That's it. I didn't mean we've been writing code. I didn't mean we've been writing code. She will know that she will know that she's not meant to be here. Exactly. Okay. So yeah. So I said you will know that what you are building, it can stand the test of time. Oh, the technology that I used here, it will actually stand. You will know all these things. So also you want to make sure that you incorporate accessibility from the start. Design and develop with accessibility in mind, not just as an afterthought. So if you look at this very well now, looking at this very well, you don't want to build a website that then later on you now be saying, okay, is my website accessible? You don't want to build that. You don't want to build you don't want to build that. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me know if you actually understand what I'm saying. Like, after you build everything, then you're now worrying about, is this website, is it even accessible? Is the color okay? Is it no. You want to build with accessibility in mind, not the afterthoughts. You now start implementing them, because the moment you start doing afterthoughts, for you are going to touch what you are not meant to touch. You will break the whole code. You break it down. Like, I mean, what you use now to build, you will break it down. Because if you don't put all these things in place, the thing might crumble. Let me just put it that way. It might crumble, and you don't want something like that to happen. So you want to make sure that you actually incorporate that at first. You are building, you are checking it very well. Okay, is this very good? That's why some people will tell you that they actually build mobile first. Some people will say, okay, I build a large screen first before building. Anyone works, but just make sure that as you are building it, start taking your what's it called, your mobile responsivity, just your mobile responsiveness, just start checking it. Okay, is this going to be mobile responsive? Do you need to hide some text on mobile and make it live on large screen? That is when you'll be able to like take all those, you'll be able to make all those decisions. That, do I need to like stop? Do I need to there are some text that it doesn't make sense for you to show it on mobile, because it's just redundant there. While some texts you need to show them is very important, but some are not that important. So you will know that, oh, let me hide the text on a mobile screen, while on a large screen you can leave it. Do you get? You can leave it. So those things you need to make sure you put them in place. So we have use accessibility tools. Employ tools like screen readers or color contrast checker to evaluate accessibility. So basically, I just put this there. I just put this here. So what we really want to look at is for us to like look at accessibility tool. I wanted to put like consulting people. I wanted to put consulting people. So when I say consulting people, just like consulting, know your intention. It's almost like stack. Know your intention before when exactly like stack. So you want someone say like stack. Okay, cool. So basically, in the user accessibility tools, basically you can use a lot. Like, there are a lot of them. Your developer tool is one of the use accessibility tool that you can actually make use of. Bro, you can also use users too. There are some websites that you build, you call people, you tell people that, please help me to check this. Can you easily navigate this website? Is the color okay? You ask for people's suggestion. Do you get? You ask for people, oh, is this font here, is it okay? Is this one here, is it very nice? I'm very sure some of us, we have designers as probably as a relative or as a friend, that they will just send a design to you and tell you. They will send like two designs to you. They will say you should pick one. They will say you should talk down on one, and probably they will say you should talk down on the two. Tell them your feedback. I don't know if you've actually have if someone has done that to you before. They've done that to me before. Enough I've done that to people before. After once I'm building, I ask people, oh, this arrow section, is it very good? Can I change the background color to blue? Can I leave it as plain white? All those things, they are very, very important. So you have to make sure that you put them in place. You have to make sure you put them in place. So conclusion, WCAG guidelines are essential for creating an accessible web page. Following this guideline ensures that your website is usable by everyone, promoting inclusivity, improving overall user experience. Like we use a hair, yes. So someone say yes, so then they show me, hey, you too, when you are building, try and show. Please, what do you say about this? What do you say about this font size? Oh, what fonts? There are some websites you build that some kind of font just go for them. There are some that you build that, sans serif is actually the best for them. There are some you go that you do that that monospace is actually the best for this website. So all those things, we actually want to put them in place. So please, I want to know our feedback now. Based on everything we have said in the class, what are the things like you understand about everything we've discussed about user accessibility? What are the few things you got during the class on web accessibility? Feedback time and also question time too as well. Based on everything we've done today. Web design is, yes, now is a collective work. Like I said earlier, you are not building for yourself, you are building for the user. You are not building for yourself, you are building for the user. Top priority when building exactly, user experience is very important. When creating a website, it should be readable, operable, understandable, and robust. Very good, very good. You listed the whole guideline. Okay, I'm waiting for more response. I want to hear our response. What you got in the class too as well. And also, if you have questions too, you can also drop it. I'm going to be saying everything. My website must be accessible to everyone, exactly, regardless of maybe they have disability or something. Create for everyone, including the disabled. Exactly. You are not creating for just those that can. Website must stand the test of time. Exactly. Must a web developer have knowledge of web design? So now, if you look at it very well, before you can become a web developer, you need to go through the route of a web design. Of web design. Like now, we in this cohort, in this boot camp, we are going to become a web developer. But now we call ourselves web designer. Do you get? That's what we call ourselves. Build a website that can stand exactly that. When designing a website, we must take into consideration that the site must be accessible, passable, operable, and robust. I must this is the response. This is the comment I've been waiting. Exactly. Please build with integrity. Please, so build with integrity. Don't build something that will later, like someone said, that might take you to where you don't want to go. Build with that. When creating a website, it should be accessible and it should also start. Yes. Web page must enhance good user experience. Exactly. It must enhance a very good user experience. Your website must be simple and not ambiguous. Exactly. People should be looking for different things. Please don't build like that. Building a website isn't about you, but for the user, and must be accessible. Exactly. It's not about you. You are building for people. And I said that most times you are not the user. Most times you are not the user. You are not the user. It is other people that are using it. You are not the one using it most times. All users should be able to access my website in terms of navigation, accessibility. Exactly. Translator makes websites easy to read. Exactly. In different exact design for all, not just for yourself. Yeah. Make it mobile first. Use visual appealing fonts. They are just many. Yes, they are very, very many. When creating a website, your website must be exactly, it must be user friendly. I must follow the guidelines exactly. Websites must be social. A user must be able to relate to the text content. Exactly. They must be able to perceive whatever you are saying, whatever the content you have. They must be able to perceive it. My website should be responsive on different screen size. Yes, yes, yes. It must be responsive. We have different mobile phone now. We have Z series, and Z series somehow they have a smaller screen. It is when they can simply turn their phone to probably mini tab. That's when they see like more screen. So you want to make sure that people don't really need to flip their phone over when they are using the Z series. They don't need to flip their phone over. They can have the same experience they have on their normal screen and on the other screen when they flip it over. Okay, so it should be accessible to all. Fonts and color must be visible to all. Yes, your user must be able to navigate exactly. People should have access. Yes, that should be the website that is not slow to load. Exactly. You guys have discussed that in optimization. You don't want to build a website that is slow to load too as well. Please ask for feedback on your website. Exactly. Ask for feedback. You can ask people, what do you feel about this? A good website must have functionality such as readability, accessibility, and should have legal. Yes, yes. Allow your website be used by a wide range of users. Let it be perceivable. Exactly. Must be user friendly. I must seek for people's suggestion before bringing my. No, no. It's not a must to seek for people's suggestion. Do you get? You can start building. You don't really need to seek for, but you just need to, like, okay, try and make a research about which color works best. That's what you are trying to do. It's not as if it's a must. Obviously seeking for people, this might slow your work down. I don't want that. Do you get? Website should be relatable. Exactly. It must be relatable, because you are trying to communicate with the user. You are trying to bring in the user. You are trying to communicate with the user. So my website should stand the test of time. Make sure your website is accessible to all users. My website must be simple. Exactly. Let it be simple, clear, accessible, legal, rich in content. That legal, very, very important. You should put that. In fact, you should put the legal in capital letter. Rich in content, attractive and impactful. Exactly. Build your website in a way that if you were a normal user interacting with the website, you'll be able to enjoy the accessibility and experience of it. Exactly. That's what you want to achieve. You want to build in a way that when you are relating with it, you are happy that I'm relating with this thing. So improve loading time. Most images, the image format should be considered. See, with the image, you want to make sure that you don't store large images. Let me give you a quick tip. A quick tip is that if you know that the images that are being sent to you are very large, because there are some images are like 5, let me say 5 MB. It doesn't make sense when images are like 5 MB. That means people that are just coming to your website alone, some people don't have, sorry to say this, some people don't really have much data and they want to visit your website. That means they have to, one image alone we download, we use 5 MB to that. All those kind of things can actually slow down your website. So now a quick tip is that you can, all those images now, you can upload them online, then use link to get them to your website. Do you get? So inside that your source folder, you just put a link there. That actually works very well. I'm very sure you guys are going to do it in the optimization. You did it in the optimization class. My website must be appealing to users. Ensure it is not necessary for you to use multiple programming language in one website. Just one. Just choose a particular language. Exactly. Just choose one for it. Share your design with friends. Exactly. The experience should be top notch, like what Mr. David experienced on Apple websites. Okay, so I feel You should also visit it yourself. You should visit it yourself. Okay, so okay, sir. Test your website on our screen. You can check the tool with develop. Yes, exactly. Don't become a fraudulent web developer. Justice for someone said justice for 2 gig subscribers. Sorry. All design must be in place for better accessibility. Let there be consistency of elements in your web. Exactly. Please, like that one, that person that said don't be a fraudulent developer, because you have now, I keep saying it, you have power into your hands. Don't be a fraudulent developer. If because the moment you start building website for fraud, you're also a fraud yourself indirectly. If you build website for fraud, you are also a fraud. So you want to make sure that you don't build anything that will go against your integrity. You want to make sure you don't do that. All designs must be in place for better accessibility. Let there be consistency here. Yeah, my website should be robust so that it can look good even after many, exactly, so it can look good even after many years. Don't wipe up people's data with big image. Yes, don't wipe up don't wipe up people's data with big image. You want to make sure that your image are well optimized, because how many data do you have that one image alone is 5 MB? Exactly. So you want to make sure that all those things are actually put in place. There are some times that if you say you want to compress some images, if you say you want to compress them, there are some times that you might end up spoiling that image, and you don't want to spoil the image. That's why I said you can upload the image online, then use link to get it down to your website. If you use link, it's still the same thing. You get, if you use link to get it down, because there are some videos I want to play. Okay, let's say I wanted to build a website one time like that, and then the videos they were sending to me, they are event videos, and they want those videos to play as under the hero section. They want those event videos to play. That means I have like 5 of them. So it's going to be like a slider. One will play. Once that one is done, it will move to the next one. It will move to the next one. It will move to the next one. Now, all those on each of them, when I wanted to download it myself, I used I think I used two, is it 2 gig? I used 2 gig to download those things. Now imagine me uploading those videos to my website. How how will my website feel? It will be very dragging. Like I noticed that the website was dragging. That's why what I now did is that those videos I now went over. I went to host those videos online. I went to like put them online so I can get them using link. So using link now, that shows that I've optimized my website. You get, I've optimized my website by using link to display my images. So I think that is very clear. So I believe we don't have someone said avoid copyright. Ah, eh, avoid copyright. Avoid copyright. Yes. But in the developer, in web development, you are not really copying somebody. If you look at their design, it's not as if you can design the same thing. What you just do, you write your own code for it too as well. So I won't say copyright like that, but at least avoid it. So you can get inspiration. Yes, yes, yes. You can get inspiration from a site and then duplicate that thing. Just make sure that you are creative with it too as well. Just make sure you are creative. I have to buckle up to be a better designer. Yeah, you have to buckle up, because everything we have discussed today, sef, we've not really discussed coding. We are just discussing the 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 important aspects of it. But important, I won't say, let's say important. We're just discussing about, I won't say, because coding is actually, the coding aspect is very, very important. But this aspect is also important. But it's just that it's more like the verbal communication aspect, not the coding aspect where you are alone. Just the normal ethics. Do you get? It's just the normal ethics. So you should inspect your website to ensure it's functioning properly. Yes, so you don't want to host a website that you want to make sure that you test what you build very well. And when I say you test, you'll be hearing some people saying, oh, my code is breaking in testing phase. We have something called unit testing. When the unit tests everything you've written, like everything you've written, you want to make sure that nothing breaks. You want to make sure that nothing breaks, because there are some sites that you build that it will work on your website. When it gets to another person's laptop, it's not working again. You don't want to build like that. A lot of people don't pass through. But when it gets to another machine, it will stop working. That kind of thing. Mhm. Avoid copy and paste. If it works, don't touch it mindset. If it works, don't touch it. Well, that's if you are running from work. If it works, don't touch it. Yeah, that's probably if you want to do presentation. So you just leave it like that. But can we inspect those campsites too? Or is it not? You can inspect them now. You can get ideas from them. You can get ideas from there. Someone said, as a web developer, still like an artist. Exactly. Ensure you have people to check. You can still like an artist now. Yeah, you can do that. And also you can go to all these scam websites, pick ideas from them, look at their logics, look at everything. But just make sure that the purpose, what the main purpose of why you are looking them is not to also come and scam. No, 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 no. You are doing it because you want to learn. Do you get? You are doing it because you want to learn. That's why you are doing that. So I think that is going to be over for tonight. I believe we don't have any question. So I believe that but those scam websites have good user experience. Yeah. Someone say they have good user experience. Yes, they do have good user experience because they actually hired someone that is actually an expert. They hired an expert. Do you get? They hired an expert. They hired an expert. So you can steal from there. You can look at it and also be creative. But because you are stealing from there does not mean you should now do it because you should now go and use it for the same purpose. No, 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 no. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You can just look at, oh, how did they achieve this? How did they achieve this? You will be trapped on the site, moving from one page to another. You will be trapped. Hey, the moment you are trapped on it, just look at what did they do differently. Do you get? Just look at, oh, what did these people, what did they do differently that made you stay on that website? What did they do differently that made you stay? That's what you want to look at. What did they do differently that made you stay? That's one thing you need to copy. Let me just put it that way. That's one thing you need to copy from them. Yes, but that's their aim to keep you. Someone said that's their aim. That's true. That's why they make it very, very visual and appealing. So you'll be trapped. Exactly. So yes, yes. Thank you very much for having me. So this is where we are going to be stopping the class tonight. So you are all welcome. So this is where we are going to stop in the class tonight. So see you on Thursday. See you on Thursday. Yeah, see you guys on Thursday. Does console matter in coding? If your console is not clear, please, if your console is not clear, make sure it is clear. Like it's not showing any error at all. For the person that asked that question, if your console is not clear, make sure you what? Please, I'm having issue with Telegram channel. I don't know. If your console is not clear, please make sure you clear it. What if it brings error, but the error doesn't affect on the web page? Yes, it won't affect on the web page, but that shows that something is breaking in your code. Look at that small error. That small error. that small error that you're looking at, it might grow up to become something big later on. So you want to make sure that your console is not showing any red. That's the goal. So you're all welcome. Yeah.